Hi, this is Chris with Laughter on Water. This is the third in a series of tutorials on creating and editing WordPress pages and posts. In this session, we'll study the anatomy of the WYSIWYG interface and learn about the kitchen sink. We'll also explore the capabilities of the Publish Post box. You might rather learn about linking and images, but trust me, the information you'll learn in this tutorial will give you a solid foundation for learning about creating links and uploading and editing images. For certain, we'll discuss these in the next tutorial. When last we left off, we had created 2 pages and a post. We also downloaded some freely available documents you can use for this exercise to follow along. You can find these in the show notes if you don't have them yet. If you have to bring up a new browser and log in again, feel free to pause the video and do so now. If you haven't viewed the 2 previous videos in this series, click the links that appear now or below in the show notes. I'm using Firefox, and I suggest you use the same so that your experience will be similar to what you see on screen. When you're ready, resume from this time frame. Let's begin. First, we'll create a post. We've done this before in part 2, so this should be familiar to you. From the admin bar, pull down from New to Post. Navigate on your desktop to the directory with the documents we downloaded. Open the document Cheese.rtf in Word. Select all with Ctrl-A. Copy with Ctrl-C. Navigate to your post and paste with Ctrl-V. Triple-click the first paragraph and click Ctrl-X to cut the text. Backspace to remove the empty first line. In the title field, paste with Ctrl-V. Don't publish yet. We'll come back to that in a moment. Up until now, we've created and published pages and posts, but I haven't really introduced you to the interface. This is a WYSIWYG interface. WYSIWYG is an acronym for What You See is What You Get. The interface is fairly similar to most modern word processors, so if you're familiar with Word, this interface should be comfortable for you. Let's take a close look at the Edit interface for a new post. Incidentally, the interface is the same for both pages and posts, so the knowledge you gain here will transfer when you edit pages. The content editor is divided up into several parts: the toolbar, the media button, the content area, the path bar, the status bar, and the resize handle. The bar above the content is the toolbar. It gives us all sorts of capabilities, including bolding, italics, lists, and linking. The toolbar has 2 modes, visual and text, as evidenced by the 2 tabs available at the top right of the toolbar. The visual mode is the one we'll work in most. The text mode is a behind-the-scenes code view of our content. This is for advanced users and will only be discussed briefly in this episode. While you're in visual mode, without clicking anything, hover your mouse over the various icons in the toolbar to gain a better understanding of what they do. Notice that they also have command key equivalents that are roughly similar to what is found in Word. Now, hover your mouse over the rightmost icon. This one is called the kitchen sink. When you click this icon, an additional row of icons and capabilities appears. We won't go through all of these today, but for future reference, these additional tools can come in handy. For now, let's hide the kitchen sink. At the bottom of the content area are 2 additional bars. The first bar is the path bar. At first glance, this may seem like a useless, confusing bar. Let's see how we can use it. Place your blinking insertion point anywhere inside the first instance of the word French in the first paragraph without selecting the text. In the path area, you'll see path, P, right angle, strong. Strong is the HTML code word for bold. P is the HTML code word for paragraph. Notice that the word French is bold. click the word strong in the path bar. Notice that the word French is now highlighted in the content area. Now, click the P in the path bar. This selects the entire first paragraph, including the word French. When you have complex links, bolding, and italics, sometimes it's hard to select just the text style or code you're interested in editing. Being able to precisely select the code you want from within the path bar makes this easy work. In the first paragraph, select the entire second sentence. Next, click the I icon in the toolbar. Notice that our selected text is now italicized. In the path bar below, we can see P followed by EM. M is short for emphasis and is the HTML code word for italics. In the same sentence, select just the word cheese and click B icon for bold. Notice that now cheese is bold and our path says P, right angle M, right angle strong. We see at a glance that cheese is bolded and italicized and sitting within a paragraph. Without selecting, put the blinking insertion point inside the word cheese. Select M in the path bar. Then toggle I in the toolbar. The text is now no longer italicized, yet cheese remains bolded. You can learn a lot about how to select and edit simply by paying attention to what the path bar presents. Put the blinking insertion point inside cheese in the same paragraph and select strong in the path bar. Once cheese is highlighted, toggle the bold icon to unbold the word cheese. By now you've probably noticed the status bar below the path bar. It shows meta information about the content, including word count and last saved version. Notice the words draft saved at and a very recent time. WordPress automatically saves a copy of your work as you edit, just in case your computer goes down or your connection is lost. That way, if something happens, you still have a draft that's no less than 2 minutes fresh that you can work with next time you're able to access WordPress. Here's a handy shortcut. Click Ctrl+S to save your current draft. The status bar will say Saving Draft. Soon, the time after draft saved at will be more recent. If this doesn't show the current hour, don't worry. Your server is probably in another state or set to another time zone. Changing the time zone in WordPress is something we can talk about in a future advanced administrative session. At the bottom corner of the entire content editor is the resize handle. It's not very noticeable, but it allows us to extend the visible text content area further up or down the page. To widen the content area, you can widen your window or collapse the admin sidebar, as seen in Part 2. Next, let's look at the Publish Post box. The Publish Post box allows you to control the status, visibility, and date of publication for the post or page being viewed. Earlier, we saved a draft by clicking Ctrl+S. An alternative method for saving a draft is to click the Save Draft button. When you click Ctrl+S, if nothing has been changed since the last automated save, WordPress doesn't attempt to save the document. However, when you click the Save Draft button, WordPress saves the draft regardless of whether the changes have been made. A yellow notification bar appears at the top of the post to verify this. Click Publish. The post is now published. Notice that the Save Draft button disappears. If you published by mistake, we can unpublish just as easily. Next to Status Publish in the Publish Post box, click Edit. The status in the pull-down selector can be either Published, Pending Review, or Draft. Until you click Publish, the page is ordinarily in draft mode, and nobody will be able to see your work unless they're logged in and have the right permissions. Once you click Publish, the page is available for public consumption. Contributors submit publications for review, hence the pending review mode. Click Draft in the pull-down selector and click OK. Click Update. Notice that the Save Draft button is once again visible. The post is no longer available for non-logged-in visitors. For companies that have multiple authors and editors, the pending review mode need not be restricted to contributors. It's probably good practice for all users to take advantage of the pending review mode so that a second set of eyes can look over your work before it's published. However, publishing status can also be modified by the visibility settings. There are 3 modes of visibility: public, password protected, and private. The default is public. Occasionally, there will be a page that you want to password protect. Click Edit next to Visibility. Select Password Protected. Then type in a password. Click OK. Let's publish the post. Then click View Post. Once the post is published, only people with the password will be able to access the content of this post. Please note that this type of password protection is more suitable for pages. For instance, a page with membership lists or private contact information for specific clients that have no additional permissions. You'll also notice that the title of our post is prefixed with the word protected. Visitors and logged-in members will be asked to provide the password you created before they access the content. Let's see what happens when we make the post private. Click Edit. In the Publish Post box, change the visibility to private. Update the post. Then click View Post in the yellow notification bar. Visitors who are not logged in will see only File Not Found, even though the content exists. All administrators and editors will be able to view any private content regardless of ownership. Authors and contributors who create private content will be able to view their own private content, but not others' private content. This might be useful as a way to keep author notes and references that may also prove useful to editors and administrators. Make the post visible again by changing the visibility to public. Then publish or update as appropriate. View the post. In a standard WordPress install, posts differ from pages in that the author, time, and date of first publication show just below the title. If you are adding old content from a previous website to a new WordPress infrastructure, you may find it handy to give the post its original publication date. So, if you originally published this in a Blogger or Blogspot post 2 years ago, you can give this post the same time and date. Let's change that now for this post. Click Edit. In the Publish Post box, click Edit next to the current publish date. Manually change the year from 2013 to 2011 and click OK. Update. Go to the home page by clicking the site title in the admin bar. Notice that the post appears below our other posts. If we had many newer posts, this post might be too old to appear on the front page. Scroll down and click Edit for this post again. If you're following along and your post doesn't appear, use your browser's back button to get back to this post's edit mode. Change the publish date and time to sometime tomorrow. View the home page again. Notice that our post does not appear. Because this post's publish date is set for tomorrow, we can see that posts can be post-dated so that they publish at a specific time and day and not before. Pages can also be post-dated. As an editor, this means you and your staff can create a whole group of pages and posts beforehand, post-date them for a particular launch time and date, and be ready with press releases or specialized contact information if your organization needs timed campaigns. This can also be handy for launching posts when you're on vacation, during a weekend, or if you have a multi-part post with cliffhanger content that will keep people coming back. If you like, feel free to change the post back to a time earlier than the current time so it shows up again. In this session, we looked closely at the anatomy of the WYSIWYG interface and the Publish Post box. If you found out something new today and it was worth your while, leave a comment below. Check out my other videos and please subscribe. This is Chris with Laughter on Water. Thanks for watching.